I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about breeding in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So let's get straight to it with breeding. How do you breed? Well, first off, there is no daycare in this game. Instead, everything with breeding is done through the picnic system. So all you'll need to do is go out into the field in flat space, press X, and then go down to picnic and select picnic. Now this will start a picnic. Now you've probably done this before for a lot of you. And what you might not have known is that while you're in this picnic thing, breeding is happening. So if you have any Pokemon that are compatible with each other for like egg compatibility, then they will just breed over time. So you can literally open up a picnic, do this, and then go AFK for as long as you want and come back, and there'll just be a ton of eggs to pick up. Because there's this basket right next to the picnic table that you can press A on, and that's where the eggs go. So literally you just go AFK. But there's ways to get eggs much faster than this. And also there's ways to breed exactly how you want. So if you're familiar with the whole Ditto breeding system, that still exists. So if you have a Ditto in this group, it can have an egg with any other Pokemon. So you can do that to manipulate what Pokemon you want. So if I want to get another of my Meowscarada, which is Sprigatito or whatever as its base form, if I want to get a Sprigatito, I can just have the Meowscarada and a Ditto in my group right here, and then wait, and then I will, no matter what, get the Meowscarada, base form. But there's a way to make this happen faster too. So on top of the Ditto thing, we'll go to the Ditto thing just a sec. But making it happen faster, if you go to the actual picnic set and make a sandwich, and you can also just eat somewhere else, at some restaurant inside the game to just get some random one for this. But if you go through these, you'll see at the bottom right, there's Egg Power Level 1. It does exactly what you might think it does. So every Egg Power level makes it so the eggs happen faster. So with an Egg Power Level 3, for example, you're going to be going at the fastest possible rate of having eggs spawn. So if you have an egg power going and you go AFK for like 10 minutes, you'll have a bunch of eggs to get effectively. If you want to get new recipes, you literally just have to visit the guy in the sandwich shop every so often. As you progress your game, he'll give you new recipes. So like, not every town has a sandwich shop, but there's some towns that you could go in, instead of just offering you food, they actually let you go into a real building and walk around. And there's a guy just to the right of the counter, and he'll give sandwich recipes as you progress your game. So that's how you get the new ones. You can eventually get Egg Power Level 2 or 3. I don't know if that's how you go all the way to 3, but that's at least how you get the Level 2 ones. All right, so now let's talk about the Ditto strategy. So if you've never seen a Ditto before, I can show you where to find Ditto in this game. And also, it's going to take a special trick in order to find it. So Ditto, if you go to the habitat of Ditto, it can be found through this region of the game. But you will never actually see a Ditto. Instead, when you're in these regions, the Ditto will be disguised as another Pokemon from that same area. So there's a few different ways to do this. You can just run around and then open up your map like this, and it'll show you like 4 random Pokemon that are nearby. And you can just run until those disappear off the minimap. Open this up again and keep doing that until you see a Ditto as one of the icons. And you know there's a Ditto around for sure. But regardless of whether you use that trick or not, in order to actually find the Ditto, you have to hold ZL when looking at a Pokemon to see what its name is. And if it's a Ditto, it will tell you it's a Ditto. Unless you don't know it at all, then it'll say question mark, question mark, question mark. All right, so I ran around holding ZL on every Pokemon I saw. After about 30 Pokemon, I finally saw this one, which is a Ditto. So I obviously need to run into it or press ZR to throw a Pokeball at it. But, so that is how to find Ditto. And you'll see here, I caught Ditto off guard, and instantly it turns into Ditto at the start of the fight. Then after that, it will turn into my Pokemon during the battle. But either way, that is how you catch a Ditto. So if you want a custom Pokemon, what you're going to do is go to your menu after catching the Ditto. Obviously, put the Ditto into your party. And also, you'll see that Ditto does not have a gender. So it can literally, it's just, oh, the memes that can be made here. Anyway, so say I want to get a new Armorogue, or Charcadet is the base form. I would move every single Pokemon out of my inventory, or out of my party. So I only have the 2 that I want to breed. That'll guarantee that if I do get an egg, it will no matter what be Charcadet, or no matter what be Dratini, or Larvitar, or, Sprigatito. You can do this to get new additionals of the starters, for example. So then again, after that, you got to find a flat space for your picnic and do picnic. eat the thing for egg power, and then literally go AFK, which is what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so I ate one of the foods for egg power level 1. I have a Ditto out and the Armorogue, and I gave it about somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. I wasn't really paying attention. Let's see what's in the basket. Look, there's a Pokemon egg. Yes, I will take it. Something else, another egg. Oh no, we're gonna have a lot of Charcadets, it seems like. Oh no. 3. Oh my goodness. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have 10 Charcadets now after waiting for like somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Oh, you gotta be careful with this stuff. You better actually like, you know, sit there and just wait for 1 minute and pick it up, or you're gonna end up with more eggs than you want. Okay, well, now I'm gonna pack up and go, and let's take a look at some of these eggs now. All right. They got 100 XP for eating, not breeding, by the way, just so we're clear. Anyway, we're gonna go to our boxes now, take a look. And wow, that is 10 eggs, and I assume they're all Charcadets. All right, well, let's get to the last point in this video that we need to talk about now, which is, well, I guess I might talk about some more stuff too, actually, but the next big point is hatching the eggs. Turns out there's a way that you can hatch them more quickly. There's Pokemon with a certain passive ability that you can get that will allow the eggs to hatch faster. Now, this ability is called Flame Body, and only fire Pokemon can get it. Now, there's a specific Pokemon that I would recommend going for, and it's Fletchinder, and you can catch this Pokemon in a lot of different zones that are pretty early game. You can get it around level 20 easily. So this is the evolved form of Fletchling, I think is what his name is. And this form, you can find it as stage 2, or you could just catch the stage 1 and do it instead. But actually, no, I don't know that you can do it that way, actually. I think you have to catch stage 2, maybe. I'm not sure. Either way, you can go for this one, though. And its habitat is all of this. So just run through those areas until you find one and then catch one. And every time you catch one, it has a small chance of having that Flame Body ability. And once you have that Flame Body ability, you are good to go, because this ability makes it so eggs hatch faster when you're running around. So once you have that in your party, then you are good to go to your boxes again and grab whatever eggs you want to hatch and then move them into your party. And then just like in the other games, although without the daycare element, you literally just run around until they hatch. Movement is what requires like a certain number of steps, basically. So now you just need to literally just run around until they hatch. Okay, so I ran around in circles for maybe 3 minutes, something like that. It didn't take very long to hatch the egg with Flame Body. And this is what it looks like when the egg will pop out. I missed the part. I didn't have it recorded where it just pops out and makes you stop. But it makes you stop and then pops with this stuff, and then you press the button, and there you go. That is how to do it. And you can see I got a Charcadet, just like I said, because we used a Ditto with my Armorogue. And so then the only thing you can get will be the base form of the non-Ditto. So now we got a Charcadet. So that's an easy way to duplicate rare Pokemon. For the last part of this, guys, one more thing I need to tell you about. So there's some ways you can manipulate what comes out of the egg as far as nature and stats and things like that. So this shop behind me can be found right over here at Mezagoza. And this shop, I forget it's called, a Deli something, another shop. It has the Delibird Present Shop. It has more and more stuff in it, the more of the game that you beat. So the more gyms you beat, the more secret bases you beat, the more Titans that you beat, all those things will make more stuff be for sale in the shop. So under general goods, to start us off, the first thing is that there is an Everstone, and if one of the Pokemon is holding an Everstone, then its nature will be passed on to the egg. So with the Ditto and the Armorogue that I bred, say the Ditto has one nature, if I give it the Everstone, have it hold it while producing eggs, then all the babies will have the same nature as the Ditto instead of being random. Also, the stats can be inherited from these things, but one stat at a time. So say Ditto's holding Everstone, but Armorogue is holding something else. Armorogue's holding one of these things. Say this one, it allows attack stat to grow more quickly, so then the attack will get passed down to the baby. And then you can do that to control one stat at a time. The other 5 will be random. And then the other thing that you can do is you can, under battle items, there's also at the very bottom, I don't know when you unlock this, some point, I think after doing some gyms, I don't know when it becomes available, but there's the Destiny Knot, and this will make 5 of the stats be inherited to the baby. So you could put this on 1 and the Everstone on the Ditto, and then you'd have the nature guaranteed 5 stats, 5 of the 6 stats randomly 5. I think the 6th one is just random, whether it's attack speed, whatever, which one gets left out. But you can control a lot. So you can do this to customize what comes out of the eggs by a fair amount. So if you're into like super breeding and stuff and doing everything insanely perfect with IVs and everything, then you're going to want to check out those items and consider using those as well. And that's all I got for you today. So that is my breeding guide. That'll teach you everything that you need to know to get started breeding, and that's like all the game mechanics related to it. That's how to breed, that's how it works in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.